Today, the second Sunday of Easter is traditionally known as Low Sunday. Low Sunday is an unflattering name for us as a church. On Easter, we announce to the world the good news. Christ had died. Christ is risen. Christ will come again. But throughout Christendom, this Sunday has always had the lowest attendance for the entire church year. Today we heard the story of doubting Thomas, the apostle who had to see to believe. Thomas, along with Peter, are perhaps the most human of the disciples, and today's story is full of questions. Thomas had missed Jesus' appearance to the disciples in the first time around. It's now Sunday night, and they've been in hiding since Friday. But not Thomas. Where was he? Was he in hiding by himself? Or perhaps he was the only one brave enough to venture out and bring back food for his friends. Fact is, we just don't know. Regardless, he was not present when Jesus appeared in that locked up room. He missed the appearance of the resurrected Christ. Many of us can identify with the frustration of Thomas. We wonder if we're missing the resurrection in our own lives. God is trying to get our attention, and instead, we are somewhere else, missing in action, just like Thomas. Eventually, Thomas does show up, and the disciples tell him, "We have seen the Lord." And what is he supposed to think? Over the last 3 days, he's watched his friends driven by fear and grief. Thomas loves his friends, but they so desperately want to believe that Jesus is not dead that perhaps they have dreamed up this vision of his appearance to them. And Thomas knows that denial will not help anyone. But it is Thomas who is in denial, unable to believe his friends. What was that like for him? The other disciples were ecstatic, knowing that Jesus had been resurrected. But where was Jesus, and why did he leave them alone? At least they had seen Jesus alive. Thomas had only his own stubbornness to keep him going. So what made Thomas hang around with what he believed was a group of delusional friends? If Jesus was dead, there was nothing left for him or the other disciples. By all rights, he should have left. Remaining with the other disciples was going nowhere. The longer they stayed together, the greater the danger of them being arrested. And being together would merely continue to remind him that their friend Jesus was dead. But stay he did. Thomas must have believed that maybe, just maybe, there may have been a grain of truth to what his friends told him. But he remains adamant. "Unless I see the mark of the nails in his hands and put my finger in the mark of the nails and my hand in his side, I will not believe." He lays out a challenge to Jesus. "Come, show me. Prove it to me." While Thomas may seem uncaring, he is grieving just as deeply as the others. And all the others are now joyful since seeing Jesus. Thomas had no such comfort. Thomas's challenge to Jesus into appearing to the disciples again, because he just wants to see his friend again. Ghost, vision, or real person, it doesn't really matter to him. And Jesus does not disappoint. It's been difficult on Thomas, the skeptic among the apostles, but as soon as Jesus arrives, he bids them peace, and he calls Thomas to him and says, "Put your finger here and see my hands. Reach out your hand and put it in my side. Do not doubt, but believe." And it is then that Thomas experiences his own resurrection. He now recognizes that both wounded are whole, alive, and breathing. He no longer doubts. How could he? We do not have Thomas's opportunity. Can we recognize Thomas's resurrection within ourselves? For we must believe without seeing, without touching. When Easter passes, what is left? Like Jesus, our human wounds remain. But if we share our wounds with Christ, we will find that they do not hurt quite so much. We will discover that we are indeed both wounded and healed. Yes, Thomas was late for the resurrection, but nonetheless, he made it. Where do we find ourselves today? Remember, there is always time for us to reach out and touch the wounded, living Jesus and feel him touch our wounded, living soul. Amen.